Joining me now, Trump border czar Tom Homan. Tom, we're going to get to these legal cases against the deportations to El Salvador in a moment on the judges involved in those. But your response to the outrage echoing across cable today about the work you all are doing.
Well, I'm not running a popularity contest. I'm out arresting public safety threats, as President Trump promised, as American people demand, because they put Trump, they elected President Trump because of his promise to secure the border and remove public safety threats. Those are illegal in the United States. That's exactly what we did. I said at CPAC I was going to Boston, and I did. I kept my promise, and we arrested 370 people, majority of them criminals. And as you said, murderers, child rapists. We seized guns. We drug traffickers, gun traffickers, drug traffickers. A lot of public safety threats. What Mayor Wu should be doing, along with the governor of that state, Massachusetts, they ought to be thanking us, because we made that city and that state much safer, taking all these public safety threats off the streets of Boston and Massachusetts. You would think they'd be thanking us.
Well, CBS, Tom, looked into ICE Boston's claims that these illegal aliens charged with child rape are being released into the city, and they found out that it's true. Okay, so in recent months, Guatemalans charged with aggravated child rape and a Honduran charged with assault and rape were all released, and the ICE detainer ignored.
Now, wait a minute. Now, Mayor Wu testified under oath that Tom Homan was lying, that this wasn't happening. Well, look, we proved this week it is. Again, a majority of these 370 arrests were public safety threats. And one of the cases I looked at, it was a child rapist, raped a little girl. They released him. It took us 2 years to find him. How many little kids did he attack in those 2 years? So look, President Trump is serious about this. We're going to arrest public safety threats. That's what we're prioritizing. And in sanctuary cities, we'll double down. If we have to, we'll send double the manpower. They're not going to stop us. We're going to do what the American people want and make their neighborhoods safer from illegal aliens that commit crimes against citizens, especially child rapists.
Big news today in two different iterations of the same case challenging the deportations of Trenda Aragua and other threats to our national security to El Salvador. First, Judge James Boasberg, district court judge, saying that these people weren't given any due process. There was no process at all to ensure that they were actually TDA members. He said you can basically arrest them and confine them, but before you ship them off, they have to have some individualized hearing to determine that they actually are even part of that group. What do you say to that tonight?
Look, I'm not an attorney, but I know how to read. I know the Alien Enemies Act says, and that's what we did. President Trump, through proclamation, put the Alien Enemy Act in play, and that's a law that was enacted by Congress and signed by the president. He invoked his authorities under the AEA, and what we did was, following the AEA, we removed not only national security threats, terrorists. Everybody in that plane was Trenda Agua or MS-13, which have been designated terrorist organizations. So we removed them. When they talk about due process, I said it this weekend. What due process did Lake and Riley get? Yeah. What due process did all these little girls who got murdered and raped, what due process did they get? What due process did the young lady who was burned alive on the subway, what due process did she get? I mean, bottom line is we follow the statute of the AEA, and we're going to continue to arrest public safety threats. Now, we may be holding on more arrests on the removals on the Alien Enemies Act, but it's not going to stop us to keep arresting TDA members, taking them off the street. And we're going to continue doing that. We're going to continue arresting public safety threats without apology.
Tom, Judge Patricia Millett actually said, and she knew she was going to be quoted, and this is why she said it in open court today in the D.C. Court of Appeals, again, the same case. She said that Nazis were given more process than the individuals removed under the Alien and Enemies Act. Your response to her?
Well, it's just another example of out-of-touch a judge, an activist judge, making a comparison. Are you kidding me? To the Holocaust and Nazis? First, what the hell has that got to do with anything? We're talking about Aliens Enemies Act. We're talking about terrorists being deported from the United States. It's disgusting she even said that, and to just try to evoke more, nonsense on the left media, whatever. But it's a ridiculous statement to make. And again, it's another example of an activist judge who doesn't understand, or probably understands, but wants to push back against the Trump administration, who was given a mandate to arrest public safety threats and get them out of the country, especially terrorists. So, it is what it is, but I think DOJ will win this case, and we'll keep doing what we're doing. The president has made it clear. We're going to arrest illegal aliens. We're going to prioritize public safety threats and national security threats. We're going to continue to do it. We're going to do it without apologies, especially in sanctuary cities who let these people hit the streets and create a public safety issue.
Yeah, his judges have to be reined in by Congress ultimately. Tom, as always, thank you very much.
Click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You won't get it anywhere else.